What God means to me? What a question. About 2 years ago, I would have said nothing. But now, God means everything. I first started coming to All Saints because of Desmond Tutu. My mother heard from her union that he was speaking, and she came to listen, and told me that I just had to come see this place. Well, my mother is agnostic, so for her to be telling me to go to church, I knew I had to go. I came one Sunday and was amazed. I felt so comfortable here. I wasn't being told that I had to believe anything. I wasn't being forced to say anything. I was allowed to just be. Then, I filled out one of the newcomer information cards from the pew rack in front of me, and so began my journey of faith. My first year at All Saints was a hectic one. My very first youth group, I signed up for Fast Relief. Fast Relief is a fundraiser in which we fast for 30 hours to help raise money for Episcopal relief and development. It was an amazing experience. Then I attended the Diocesan Senior High Dance Bishop's Ball, one of the most fun dances I have ever been to. Trevor was there too. And then I was an angel in the Easter Vigil. That is where I met Wilma and Marianne. It was amazing, and so were they. Well, that was how it all began. I started to develop relationships with all the kids in youth group and all the volunteers. But more importantly, I started to develop my relationship with God. For me, there were two outstanding events that really helped me get close to God. The first was the winter retreat I went on to Camp Stevens. We were only there for a weekend, but it changed my life. I remember it was the first time that I truly felt like a child of God. For one thing, it was my first weekend away from home. Secondly, it was the first time that I was able to really explore what God was and how He was affecting my life. The most important thing that I learned on that retreat was that with God, you have to take chances. You have to take that leap of faith in order to get anywhere. But don't worry, because God will always catch you. He may let you fall for a bit, but He will always catch you before you go splat on the sidewalk. The other thing that happened on that retreat was that I got really close to Dave Erickson. It was the first time I got to have a serious conversation with him, and ever since then, he has been the person that I could go to for anything. The second event that changed my faith was Seekers. For anyone that doesn't know, Seekers is the confirmation class here at All Saints. Seekers was the first time that I really had to figure out where I was at with God and if I was ready to make a major commitment to Him. There were a few things I knew for sure. There is a God. I do believe in Jesus. I am forever loved, and God will always be there for me. Now, this may sound like a firm basis on which to get confirmed, but I changed my mind more than anyone else in my class. There was and is a lot of pressure from my relatives to be a Lutheran. But after my mother stopped going to church altogether, they figured a different church was better than no church. Another hurdle in deciding to get confirmed was dealing with the idea of forgiveness. It just seems too easy, but that is an entirely different subject. But because my mother supported me every time I changed my mind, I continued to question. So what I finally decided with Seekers was that I was ready to make a commitment to God to stay committed. I decided that by being confirmed, I was promising to continue with my journey of faith, no matter where it takes me. I realize that I don't have to agree with everything the church says, and I am forever allowed to change my mind, but I do have to continue to question. I must continue to pray and listen. I will never get all the answers I want, but I will always get all the answers I need. And as long as I continue to pray, God will provide. As long as I work on our relationship, so will He. Every time I look up, God will be in my rearview mirror. All I have to do is try, and I will be rewarded with more than I could ever imagine. And the best part, so will you. Thank you.